I see everybody on Facebook posting video of this Euclid police officer subduing this guy, and apparently people are confused because at one point, he's thrashing the guy fairly judiciously, and I don't think that people that are not in law enforcement or a law enforcement related field understand exactly how this works. So I'm going to try to very concisely lay my thoughts out because I'm too lazy to type. I don't understand how anybody in the general public thinks if you confront someone on the street and you threaten them or there's an altercation, they're going to thump you. And there's a basic understanding that you're going to get punched or hurt if you confront somebody in a way that is violent. Yet somehow people have this impression that the police are not going to touch you, or they're somehow going to do everything in their power to subdue you without hurting you. And the simple truth is, if you've ever fought anybody, then you understand it's not an easy proposition. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go strap 30 pounds of shit on with a duty belt, with a firearm, and a bunch of other accessories, and then try to wrestle with somebody and see how fun that is. Because the truth of the matter is that once you add a firearm into the mix, which obviously all these officers are armed, the situation changes. Because you can't get in a struggle with somebody where your firearm is prone. That's why when you see these videos of me and Frank out grabbing people, and sometimes every Johnny Warrior, hunter, or retired law enforcement tries to articulate and point out we're not doing it right, that actually might be correct from the standard of use of force law enforcement training. However, I am not a law enforcement officer. I'm not an operator. I'm not military. I'm a manhunter. And I feel confident enough in my abilities that I can subdue damn near any normal man without hurting them, because I'm not trying to hurt anybody. But once I strap a firearm on, I strap a vest on, I strap a magazine on, the situation changes, because now I have to worry about my safety in a way that it goes beyond just securing his arrest. I've had people grab for my gun before in a struggle. And the fact is, once you grapple with somebody and you have a firearm, you've got to worry about A, grappling with them, and B, securing your duty weapon. And that it changes the equation. And that's why if you'll see me out there, with 2 or 3 guys, we're hunting somebody, a lot of times I'm not armed, or at least not visibly armed, and I'm not weighed down with stuff. That might be because I am anticipating an altercation, and I want to be fluid to move and not worry about someone shooting me with my own weapon. And that's probably not the most standard issue, nor is it maybe even the safest or the right protocol. But when you're going to grapple with somebody, when you're going to engage them in that manner, in my opinion, and this probably comes back from my training, which is largely sport related, I've got to be free to move, and I do not want to worry about being shot with my own weapon. So when people see this video, that officer doesn't have that luxury. He's out there to serve the public trust and to enforce the law. He is not a manhunter. He's not a warrant sweep. He's not a fugitive task force. It is not his primary function to go out and hunt people. He's there to secure the public trust and safety, and he just so happened to get an altercation while making an arrest. The advantage that we have as bond agents is when we're stalking somebody, there's already a warrant. We're not trying to prevent new crime. We're not trying to ensure public safety beyond our mandate, which is to bring someone back into custody. So our goals are pretty black and white. We know what we're getting into. Law enforcement does not have that luxury. They've got to wear the duty belt, got to wear the firearm, got to wear the vest, because their job is merit. It's not single focus. So next time you see a cop thrashing somebody and you think, oh, well, that's brutality, it's not. The life he's saving is his own, because he's going home. A bullet doesn't have a name on it. Bullet don't see any color. If that officer's gun is not trained just to shoot black people. If someone gets that gun from him and shoots him, the bullet's going to go through his chest just as easy as it would a person of any other color or ethnicity. And he's been trained, rightfully so, to do everything in his power to prevent that from happening. When you are armed and you are in an engagement of a physical nature, the rules change. And I just hope that anyone that watches that can go back and look at these videos sees that when you're guarding your firearm, you have to dispose of people with extreme prejudice. You cannot give them the opportunity to fight back, nor can you show mercy, beyond a certain point, because if you do and they overwhelm you, the cost could be your life. And if you've never done this, that might not be readily apparent, but take my word for it. I've arrested hundreds of people. I've been doing this a long time, and there is a reason that sometimes you will see me unarmed doing something that might, from the outside looking in, be stupid or careless or reckless, but there's a reason for it. And the reason is I don't want to kill anybody. So maybe I'm not armed because I know there's going to be an altercation, and I feel confident that I can resolve it without using a firearm.